Oh my,
Woo!
yay. Those of you who know me are giving me applause and thank you. Yeah, so this week we're going to be talking once again. This is week 6 of bringing Crush home. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and act like I'm professional here. So we're talking about bringing Crush home, and what we're referring to, for those of you who are not able to join us at Crush is our annual conference for all cause entrepreneurs. Everybody gets to come to Crush, and it's where we get together with our friends. We drink a lot of wine, but we also do training and break out into groups and learn lots of different things. So I'm going to go ahead. I just realized I didn't have leaders introduce themselves. So, Kaz, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, for sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Kaz. Kaz Alot. I'm in Littleton in Colorado. So now just about 40 minutes away from Lori. So we get together in Colorado and do in-person meetings, which is fantastic. If you're anywhere nearby, come along.
Yes.
I've been with One Hope for 7.5 years now, since 2015. Love all that we get to do with this, and I'm excited for these weekly trainings that we have, and I would encourage you to get on them every single week. And since Laurie has been awesome and remember to record this one, that means that every week, if you have to miss it on a Monday night, you can watch it the next day. Plan to do that for sure.
Yeah. That's right. They're available in the Dream Crew, and you can just search bringing Crush home, and you should see them there. Jenna, would you like to, God bless you, my darling, would you like to introduce yourself?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. God bless
I'm sorry. Hi everybody. I'm Jenna Flynn. I am a lead director with One Hope. I'm gonna
Oh my goodness.
Pollen is terrible.
Oh.
Yes, so I'm from Pennsylvania. A lot of my team is on tonight, so I'm excited about that.
Good job, everyone.
And that's me.
Cool. All right, girl. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is, again, week 6, book and enroll. And the first thing we're going to look at here is this is our, I don't know what, it's sort of our platform for everything that we do here at One Hope. We start out with booking, and that means book new hosts. That means book tastings. That means get in people's, hi Karen, get in people's living rooms, get out. It really is important to know that the way that you're going to grow, we are a social selling business. And that means that we need to be social. We need to be out in front of people, meeting new people, strengthening relationships, right? So one of the ways that we do that is by booking tastings. So you always want to be booking new hosts. And at those tastings, that's where you're going to enroll. One second, Kaz, I'm going to make you a co-host. So you can let folks in, because there were people in there and I didn't see them. Hold, please. Let's see. Kaz. I'm going to make you my co-host. Okay, thanks. And would you just keep an eye on the waiting room? Thank you. Make co-host. Yes, please. So when we're at those tastings, this is our perfect opportunity to not just book more tastings, but one of my favorite things to do is what we call, it's kind of trashy, flip your host. And what that means is you turn your host into a cause entrepreneur. She's seen what it looks like. She's tried the wine. She's had a great time. More likely than not, she booked from a tasting that she attended, right? So she's into it. She went to a tasting. She had a great time. Now she's booked a tasting, you're in her house. So your host is always going to be your number one opportunity for a teammate. And, one of the things that I like to say to my hosts is, gosh, I'm so excited, watch what I do tonight, because a lot of your friends will probably want to host their own tasting. And if you're interested in joining, you can be their cause entrepreneur. So this is sort of a thing that most of us do. I will present the tasting and I will take the sales from the tasting because I did the tasting. But any bookings I would give to that host when she joins. So it's kind of a cool way for people to just try it on and see what they think. There's no commitment right in the beginning, but if they see after, like, oh man, I had 3 friends that want to host a tasting, they're off to the races, right? So we book. We enroll. The other thing that we enroll folks in at tastings is our wine club. Wine club is absolutely a gold mine for all of you. This is ongoing income for you're not doing that tasting. You've already done it. So this is money when you wake up on Thursday morning and you see you have PCV. This is your wine club coming through. So those are the things that we try to enroll folks in at tastings. And then we just teach the next person how to do the same thing. So Cindy, I'm just going to pick on you because you're smiling at me. Cindy goes to a tasting. She books her own tasting. She decides to join. Now I'm going to teach her the same exact thing that I just did, right? We just book, we enroll, and we teach. So that's kind of what that whole thing looks like. 3 really, really simple tools to run your business. Okay, this is what I'm excited to talk about tonight. I'm excited to talk about summer strategies and prospecting. Summer's it's a whole different animal. We have different seasons in our businesses. One of them is summer. One of them is OND, or October, November, December, which is our gangbusters time. Summer, you need some special strategies for summer. One of the most important things about summer is that we're all on break, right? We're not all on break, but I mean, this is a time when people are traveling. Kaz just came back from the Bahamas. I was in Portugal earlier in the year. I know Jill's been traveling. So it's really important that you plan. That's fine. Go have fun, have a great time, but plan for it. Right? Make a plan around it, plan around your vacation, plan around the kids' events or whatever they have going on. I had a thing that I was going to show you earlier. We talk here about time blocking. Time blocking can literally be your very best friend if you stick to it. If you decide, for example, I'm taking a class right now. I have set aside Monday mornings from 9 to 11 to do my homework. That's not flexible for me. That's what I'm doing. You can manage your time by putting it in blocks, and 2 hours is a lot, but it's a lot of homework. So it doesn't have to be 2 hours. You can set aside 30 minutes to work your business, but stick to that 30 minutes. It's going to make your time so much more free. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to feel like this never ends. There's always something more to do. There's always another call to make or another host to reach out to or whatever. If you block your time, you don't have to feel like that. You can take your kids to the park and feel great about it, right? You can go ahead and I don't know, whatever, go to the movies, whatever you want to do. But if you're responsible about your time, right? I'm kind of reading the thing here. Use your timers if you need a timer and honor those times. This is your business. Okay. One of my greatest tips that I love the most on this list is schedule your wine tastings for the middle of the week. People are busy on the weekends. Right? They want time with their families on the weekends. If both folks work or one person works or whatever, that weekend is sometimes the only time they have to get together. So schedule those tastings during the week. I've got next week, I've got one on a Monday and one on a Tuesday, and weirdly at 4 on Monday and 2 on Tuesday. Okay. I'm thrilled with that. Are you kidding me? So really use those middle of the week times. And remember, you get to decide when you work. Okay. You get to decide when you work. Nobody else gets to decide that for you. So I only do tastings anymore. Now I just told you I have a Monday and Tuesday. That's different. I really only do Thursdays and Fridays. I want my weekend too. Right. So be in charge of your time. And this is schedule one-on-one casual chats with potential CEs and hosts. I love that idea, hey, let's go grab a cup of coffee. But you're having, especially with your host, you're having these conversations all along. One of the things I think is on the next slide. Oh, plan around travel. We just talked about that. You can schedule your posts. You can, if you're in a group, you can schedule your posts, schedule for midweek. And yeah, are you going somewhere in the United States that isn't Arkansas or Utah? Plan a tasting. Reach out. Who's there that or are you going to visit somebody? Ask them if they'll host a tasting for you. It's a no-brainer. You're going to be there. You're going to have fun. You can ship the wine ahead. No problem, right? So utilize, and remember, I am not a tax expert. I am just a person saying this to you on a screen. I am not a tax expert. But if you book a tasting on your trip, it's a write-off. You get to write off a lot of that trip because you worked, right? So again, I am not your tax expert. I'm just telling you, after a lot of years of doing this, you can do that. Okay. Next, whoa, sorry, you guys, this thing isn't on the usual thing, so I'm having to be really careful. Okay, change it up. Get into summer mindset. I love this too, because it's talking about use the sun and the sand and the fun and build that into your tasting ideas, right? I mean, for me, I live in suburbia. Every kid in this neighborhood is off school. Guess what? Those moms would like to get together and drink some wine at 2:00 in the afternoon and throw all the kids in the backyard. That's something I do. I love that. So be thinking about ways that you can, maybe you'll make a special cocktail at your tasting. Maybe you'll use the margarita wine mixer, or whatever we call it, wine cocktail, margarita cocktail, and make a little special cocktail. Maybe you can do it with the people that are at your tasting. Be really, really creative. Theme parties. I'm not a big fan of theme parties. I'm very much about keeping it simple. But if that's what you love, go for it. Or if that's what your host loves, go for it. Do a pool party, whatever you want. Just get in front of those folks. Now this is it says talk about trending topics. Do I look like I know what a trending topic is? No, I do not. But I am on social media, so I can sort of see what people are talking about. I'm on TikTok. Okay, I'm not doing any dances, but I can learn more about what people are talking about and what they're doing. So utilize your social media to your benefit. I know it can be kind of a drag, but it can also be really, really helpful. Okay. This is one part that I think is really important. It's always, 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 always important to coach your host. And what that means is be in communication with your host at all times. People get busy. This is a true story about me, okay? I'm going to show you something. Do you see where June ends? I don't know if you can see this. June ends right here. Okay, that's my calendar. June ends right here. Guess what? If I flip the page and I haven't looked at it, you better believe I'm going to have a tasting on the second that I didn't see because I'm not paying attention, right? So I make sure I'm always a month ahead of myself. Today, I send out texts to all of my July tastings. Hey, I'm so excited. We're not going to do anything yet, but it starts that conversation. It is so important. People will forget. They will book that. I mean, my tastings, my July tastings were booked 2, maybe even 3 months ago. So I have to be in touch with them. And you should be booking out as far as you can and getting those dates on your calendar. But it is crucial that you stay in touch. And there's great little ideas on here about how you can do that. Hey, what are you planning? How many folks? One of the things I always like to ask is, do you need me to bring wine glasses? How many? Right? So ways that you can interact with your host and have conversations about what's coming up so that they're like, oh, that's right. I've got that tasting on this second. I got to make sure I've got everything put together. I also create an Evite for my host. I always offer it. They don't always take me up on it, but I like to do that because when I create it, I can see what's going on. I can see who has RSVP'd. I can see who has looked at it and not RSVP'd. And then I can send a message out to those folks. the Evite gods are going to strike me, but I've had Evite for 20 years. I've never paid a dime. It's a free service and it's awesome.
Evite.
It's awesome. So just primary takeaway from this is please stay in touch with your host. Your host is busy too. They've got kids coming in and out. They've got trips to take and things like that. So this says send a pre-party poll to your hosts and guests asking what they're most excited about this summer. You can do that in Evite. You can obviously also do it in an online tasting. I know we have a great group of people who really only do online tastings. These are great ways to keep that group engaged. Oh, look at here what it says. Keep host coaching. I was a little ahead of myself. Set clear expectations. How many people are you expecting? Oh, you're expecting 10 people? Great. Then I'm going to bring 6 bottles of wine. I'll need you to have glasses for me, whatever. Get your host involved in the planning, right? Send that link early and send it often. Make sure your host has that link all the time that they can then text out to their friends. They can send it in email. There's lots of different ways that they can get that out to folks. I really like this part, establishing their event goals for a give back. That ensures that your host is bought in on what you're doing. Okay. So you want to know, how much do you want to raise for the American Heart Association? Why do you want to raise money for the American Heart Association? What are your goals? So having all those kinds of conversations, super, super, super important. This is a big one too. Overbook yourself. And the reason that we tell you to do that is because things come up, right? This was so funny this morning. I was texting with a woman that I have a tasting with in July, and I was setting up her event. Her mom also booked a tasting in July. And while I was talking to her, her mom texted me and canceled her tasting. So I was like, oh, you think I don't know you two are talking? Okay, whatever. But overbook yourself, because people will cancel. They will have something come up. They'll have she said she had a medical procedure that she had to have done that turned out to be the day before we had scheduled her tasting. So, overbook so that you don't overbook to the point of craziness, right? Because if they all hold and you have 17 tastings, you're going to hate me for this advice. But overbook within reason on the days that you would like to work, just in case. It says set yourself up for OND right now. So what are we in? This is June, July, August. OND really starts in September. I will be booking by the end of July. I will probably be booked through November. Right. And remember, those are precious, precious times. What you do now is setting you up for OND. It's setting you up for your biggest checks of the year. So be mindful of that and be very intentional. One thing that I always like to say is you book it right then and there. You book it at the tasting. Okay. You don't want them. I mean, if you've ever heard me speak, you know exactly what I'm going to say. You don't want them walking out the door thinking, oh gosh, I don't really want to do that tasting. Now I got to clean my house and I have to do all this stuff. You want the date on your calendar right then. You can change it. They can change it. And you can let them know, hey, listen, if that doesn't work out when you get home, we can pick another date. That's fine. Right. But have that date on the calendar so that when they walk out the door, they're saying, okay, these are the 3 things I have to do before that tasting. Not, oh, I have to do these 3 things, therefore I don't want to have a tasting. So book on the spot. It's not as hard as you think, I promise you. People like to plan ahead. I mean, I'm a planner. So most people that book a tasting with you really are planners and they want to book ahead. Again, more events equal more hosts and more teammates. That's where it all comes from. This one talks about staying visible online. I'm not saying you have to post every day. I don't even know what the right advice is for that, but have a presence. If you're on social media, have a presence. People want to know. They want to see what you're doing this summer, whether it's hosting a tasting or going boating or going to an amusement park with your family. Whatever it is, stay present online. Don't disappear for the entire summer because it'll be real hard to build yourself back up and build your following back up on social media. I honestly am not, I'm not an Instagram girl. But I am on Facebook, and Kaz, for one, has seen me on Facebook since Facebook started. And I just live my life and I share that with people. And sometimes it's about One Hope and sometimes it's not. But if you are authentic and talking about your life and talking about what's going on, people are going to watch you. And then every time you post a sale, they're not going to be like, oh man, that's all she does is talk about sales. Go ahead, talk about your life, talk about what you're, and if you don't want to show your life or your kids, that's fine. But talk about what matters to you. Talk about even events that are going on in your town. Be a resource for people. Right. So use live video. Everybody hates going live. Do it anyway. Who cares? You can't break it, right? Go live. Talk about what we have going on this summer. Talk about, you have some free tastings. Talk about whatever is moving you at the moment. Jump on and go live. I'm daring all of you to do that because I'm looking around. Jill, you go live. Kaz, you go live sometimes. The rest of you, I'm not really sure. Christy goes live on Instagram, I've seen. Go for it. Go for it. Be brave. Who cares? Just do it. You got one life. Go have fun with it, right? Let's see. I like this too. Change things up. Do a special summer series or a wine tasting for it. Again, be a resource for people, right? Do like, hey, every Wednesday, I'm going to come on here live and I'm going to do a new wine. I'm going to try a new wine with you. Come and try it with me. It doesn't have to be anything heavy or especially educated, right? I'm going to try this wine. It's good. Oh, actually, I don't like it. Whatever it is, be honest and be authentic, but invite people to join you. Tell them, grab a glass. Come on, let's have a glass of wine. So what if it's 2:00 in the afternoon? Oh, wait, just kidding. Okay. This is a really important slide. And I want to preface it by saying we realize that the majority of folks also have a whole nother job or they've got kids at home or whatever. We respect that and we honor that for everyone. I am very, very, very blessed to be able to do this full time. There's several of us who are blessed to be able to do this full time, but that's not everybody's reality. But the reality is that this is a business. And the more you can treat it like a business, the more it will behave like a business. And a business is around to make money. I mean, I don't know, that's what I'm doing for, make money. Yes, also make impact. But this is my job. And it's my company. And I treat it as though it's my job and my company. So even if you have a full-time job, even if you have 900 other things you are doing, do something with this business once a day, 15 minutes, anything at all. And I don't mean organizing your order forms and making your desk pretty. Do something active. Do something that is an income producing activity for your business. That means pick up the phone, book a tasting, pick up the phone, ask somebody, hey, you know what? I was thinking about you because, I know how much you love wine. I know you're watching me. I would love to invite you to come and do this with me. Do you want to go grab a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or something? We can just talk more about it, right? Treat it like a business and it will behave like a business. Yeah, think ahead. Don't start OND with an empty calendar. You guys, trust me on this. A lot of you have been around here for a long time. You know this. Do not all of a sudden wake up on October 2nd and go, oh my God, I don't have any tastings for OND. That's crazy. Book your calendars. Book them often and book them up. You want those tastings ready to go. It's the holidays. People are ready to drink. They're ready to spend money. They're ready to have an event. They're ready to get together with their friends. So be ready ahead of them. Have that offer for them. Okay. And this is our incentive, the Crushing Summer incentive. You guys know all about the rings. It's $500 in new customer retail sales, and one new teammate gives you a whole ring. And there's tons of things that we can earn on this, all kinds of swag, the little fanny pack. Several folks have earned the fanny pack. Some people, like, I don't know, Kaz and Jenna, have earned the entire thing. Okay. They've got Crush paid for next year. They've got hotel vouchers for next year. They got the fanny pack. What else did you guys get? Jenna, what else did you guys get? The fanny pack. Is it a t-shirt?
It was a tank top, an ice bucket,
Ice bucket.
napkins, glasses,
Yeah.
our choice of a etch bottle with what
Oh,
we
that's
want.
right. Those things are
Custom
so
label
cool.
bottle.
Yes. So a label bottle and an etched bottle, you can take those to your tastings and have those
Yeah.
out for people to
It's
see, especially
being intentional on gifting items for sure.
Yeah. Especially for OND, you guys, right?
Mhm.
You never know who's in that group. You never know if there's a realtor or somebody who gives holiday gifts. They're just that person's neighbor, but you don't know that. So those are really cool swag items. And then this week we're focusing on this cool, what is it called? Like a tumbler, right? I know they're really fancy, and like I have so many that I can't even close my cupboard anymore. But these are super fancy. So 2,500 points in June to get this exclusive tumbler, and you get 500 points just when you close the tasting. So close the tastings, book the tastings, close them, get you 500 points. That thing is really cute. I'll make room for that one. Okay, call to action. Book your calendar. Take a look at your calendar when we get off this call. Give yourself 7 minutes when we get off this call. Look at your calendar. Find when you can and want to do tastings. And then book your calendar through July 31st. Make it a goal when you're going to your next tasting. My next tasting is Friday night. My goal will be to book 3 more tastings at that tasting, or flip my host. She's very, very much a potential. Close a qualified event, earn an event kit credit and 500 points towards the incentive. And it says plan out some fun summer wine tasting themes. Host your own. Do your own, like, I usually every summer I do a rosé soiree, right? Do something fun. Have people in your backyard. It's a fun time to host because you don't have to clean your house. You can throw them in the backyard, whatever, or pick somebody else's backyard if you don't have one or whatever, but book your own tasting. By the way, booking your own tasting is the cure for what ails you. If you don't have anything on your books, host a tasting. Invite 5 or 6 people over. And your only goal when they come over is to book tastings, not to sell wine. Your wine will sell itself. You don't need to worry about it. You want to book tastings. So that's it. That's the call to action. I wanted to ask Kaz, Jenna, anyone, Taritha, have anything they'd like to add to this? Is there anything that I missed? Yes, ma'am, Kaz.
First of all, great job. I mean, what a great deck we have this week. So many ideas. There's some ideas in the chat. So if you've not been paying attention to the chat, go look in there. You can save the chat, everyone, and we should totally do a picture in a minute. You can save the chat, and then you'll know everything that was shared. I did want to remind everyone, if you did not look at the Founders Friday, that was our young man Tom, who was offering all kinds of stuff this week through Friday, I guess. So anyone who sponsors this week, because it's our birthday, One Hope is 16 this month. Anyone who sponsors this week gets a happy birthday shimmer bottle. So sponsor 3 people, you're going to get 3 shimmer bottles. The 16th person to sponsor is going to get what are they going to get?
They get to etch any bottle. No, they get to etch a bottle with anything they want.
Yeah. So they get an etched bottle. You can pick whatever you like. Normally there's a 12-bottle minimum for that, right? And then because Tom is 45 tomorrow, the 45th person to sponsor this week gets to have any bottle that we have available right now on the website shipped to you. So you can pick whatever you like. You can pick the $20 or you can pick the $150 bottle of wine.
200.
I don't know about the Magnum that's on there.
No.
I imagine that's not included, but there's some seriously great wine that I would not normally treat myself to. Yeah. So I'm going to be number 45. Race me to it, everyone.
I'm on your tail right now. I'm nipping at your heels. Good. Yeah. Great. And I am scrolling through this chat, and there are some really great ideas. Minis and mimosas, Margarita Monday, Tasting Tuesday, Thirsty Thursday, Friday. She needs an F word for Friday. Oh, look at this. Jenna said national holidays, National Bestie Day, Besties and Bubbly. Rosé Day is the 10th. You guys, I'm telling you, book a rosé tasting. People will flock to your door. They love it. They love it. And there's so many fun plays on rosé. Let's see. 21st, first day of summer sips and sangria. The 23rd is yard games day. No yard darts. No. Oh my God, Wine Olympics tasting, Jenna. Yes, that is so fun. You guys can make up games with the wine. That's hilarity right there. National Yoga Day. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Connect with a yoga studio about doing wine with a yoga session. Had a host postpone, doing a launch tasting. Yes, I love it, Karen. Happy housewarming, by the way. Yay. Yes, so lots and lots and fantastic Friday. Good job, Crystal. I love it. Way to think on your feet, girl. Good. Okay, lots of great ideas here. Let's have a great summer, you guys. Let's just have a really fun summer. Have fun with it. It's fun. It's fun. It's wine with friends. It's fun. Have a good time. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.